So I was trying to hold the model somewhere I can actually like comfortably hold it, but also show it. Hey man, thank you. Yeah, thanks for that. Really on the Malifaux hype at the minute. Can you hear me okay? Just post back in chat if you can. I've literally got no way of seeing if my microphone's working or not. So oh cool, nice one. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I've had a bit of a long day at work today, so I just thought I'd just come and do a little bit of a lazy stream just to kind of relax a little bit. Um, did these bases yesterday, which actually turned out pretty cool. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you look at it from. I'll try and hold them so you can see them. So at an angle, they kind of look grey, but as soon as you turn them around, they're like a bright green. Oh, so you turn it around that way, it looks more grey. Around the other way, looks more green. So I finally got on with painting them, and yeah, it actually turned out really well. You know, when kind of you feel like your imagination kind of will always outdo what you're actually capable of doing skill wise. But yeah, they actually turned out really well. So it's kind of with the play keyword. I'm on the really living up the Outcast hype at the moment, and no, Hamlin's not the most exciting of the Outcasts, but I just like the idea of just kind of upsetting people. Really, as obviously with blight tokens. Once they go on people, there's literally no way of removing them until certain attacks go off, which I think is quite fun. So yeah, I'm not skilled enough to make people miserable with Jackdaw yet, so I'll just make them miserable with rats and disease instead. So yeah, Parker's cool. Yeah, a former colleague of mine used to play Parker quite a lot actually, and yeah, they need a little bit of a rework. They're not overly. They're very schemy. Like they'll run rings around you. Like I went in with Von Chill and punched Parker two to death quite easily. But in the meantime, while I was doing that, he was running around, just kind of outscored me and outdid me really, which was quite annoying. It just shows, don't start punching opponents to death if they're starting to put out loads of scheme markers. So yeah, hopefully they'll get the big hat treatment quite soon and just get a little bit of love for just need a little bit more defensive tech. I feel just a little bit more. What's what I'm looking for. It's a little bit more bang for their buck when it comes to activations, that kind of thing, and they'll be quite a force to be reckoned with. Then I think so. Hopefully they get the love soon. I know how you feel. Yeah, my local, well, basically my RAF base and the local club here are all 40k players. There's one guy that plays Malifaux, but he's got a wife and kids, and I just pretty much never see him. So yeah, there's a club in Oxford nearby, but those guys are way higher skilled than me. So essentially, I pay for parking, pay for food, and then pay to get my ass kicked every single time that I go. So yeah, I'm just giving that a little break for a while because oh, cool. Did you just use your 2 crews to demonstrate to your friend, or did they end up buying their own crew? Use mine. Oh, cool. Is Lynn Lee, is she, Red Library? I recognise the name. Yeah, Red Library. I haven't played them myself yet, but one of my friends did it at a tournament, and he said it was a particularly miserable experience. But, they were, newest faction. I wouldn't say the power creep's as bad as 40K, but I know she was, forced to be reckoned with for a good while. Oh my god, I'm gonna get under this cape now. Yeah, tell you what, the amount of times I've glued these little winged plane buggers, these things, look how spindly and tiny these are. I can get the camera to focus. They're absolutely tiny. See if I can come on, focus. You can do it. There you go. Absolutely tiny. And they come in about 8 different pieces as well, and the amount of times I've dropped them so far and just snapped bits off them is insane. Yeah, I think if I was to go, 10 Thunders, I'd probably go Red Library as well because they've just got a bit of character to them. I've never really been drawn to 10 Thunders because they're just, it's just not really my bag. I know, like, it's each to our own, and I bet there's a few people that think Outcasts haven't got a lot of character, but, yeah, I just find all 10 Thunders just to be a bit samey, but Red Library, they really seem to kind of break the mold, with Linley in particular, like Map, I don't know, he just looks like a giant. Looks like what was that film with the little dog used to fly through the sky? I can't remember what it was called, but, yeah, it reminds me of that. Yeah, they definitely got a lot of character, and they're quite strong as well, which is always nice as well. Map. Hmm. Let's have a look at Benny's card. I can't remember. I know he's got a big fat podgy belly. I can't remember what the rest of him looks like. Obviously, it's just of plague is all rats and then the various shades of brown, aren't they? Really, so nothing too complicated. I don't want to look at his cards. We're not going to be able to see his legs anyway. But oh, like dark grey striped trousers. Don't think I'm going to put any stripes on it, but we can work with some dark grey. That's really cool. That's a really good idea. That like actually having actual pages of a book. That's pretty genius, actually. You should put like subliminal messages in, like your opponents are like not quite reading it, but kind of are, and like you're looking at one of your models and subliminally it's like I'm going to murder you, but I don't really realize. And that's might make you seem like a psychopath, so maybe don't do that. 50 Shades of Grey. I fuck on the table and I fuck off the table. Yeah, too right. Excuse me. You got any games booked anytime soon? Or is it like still finding people to try and have a game with? It's really watery. On Thursday nights. That's cool. Where's your local club, if you don't mind me asking? If you want to stay incognito, that's fine. Tree. Ah, cool. It's, have you got an opponent lined up for Thursday yet, or are you just gonna make it up as you go along? Oh, actually, you gotta book it, like, a week or so in advance, but, yeah, I'm trying to, like the channel's got off to a really good start so far, so I'm quite, fixated on this. We tried to do a bat rep the other night and kind of record one, but we ended up, like, too late to set up the camera and doing all that, so, it was more of a warm-up game. I hadn't played in a few months, so, yeah, not a lot left, really. That's cool. Yeah, I really wish, like, more people would play as, like, I don't know if you saw my first video, the, reasons why I left 40K, but, like, they're just kind of the excuses that a lot of them kinda say, as soon as you're like, "Oh, there's this new game you should probably get into," a lot of them are like, "No," and they're, like, I don't know, just kind of martyrs falling on their own sword a little bit. There's this game that they love to hate, and as soon as you dangle something fresh in front of their face, they're just, like, unwilling to change. I mean, I was there once, I did see things from their perspective, but, as soon as John, the other guy on the channel, sort of, persuaded me to get down the YouTube rabbit hole, then, that was me sold then, that was it. And then the rest was history. I was on board the guild train for quite a while, absolutely loved playing Perdita. I went to Malifaux Nationals last year and absolutely got trounced. I won 1, I drew 1, and I lost 4. Yeah, it was an experience. But one that I'm glad that I did though. I kinda know what to expect for this year now. If I can win 2 games this year, I will be happier than a pig in shit, so that's gonna be my goal. Colours his hat? Probably grey or brown. Benny's hat is like a dark grey. Been playing for, I kinda got into Malifaux 2 years ago, but it's the usual, like, you've probably been there yourself when you get into a game and then your friend's like, "Yeah, yeah, you'll play all the time," and then, like, these friends who got you into the game are always quite busy, so, um, yeah, we were in towards the end of GG3, so that's where we kind of cut our teeth on that, and then I kinda seriously started getting into it, GG4. So the first time I played GG4 actually was at the Nationals last year. They decided to change the mission pack, like, a week before the tournament, which in a good way was kinda helpful for us newer players because it kind of put us on a little bit more of a level playing field. But, yeah, I'd say seriously, I'm still pretty poo at the game, but, like, I think my knowledge far exceeds my ability to play. I've got this really bad habit of when I'm playing games, I just get too hyper fixated and I don't, think with this tactical mind that I have when I'm not playing. I mean, like, I can watch all the people play and be like, "Oh, I'd do this, I'd do this," but I just get so lost in the moment that, yeah, like, John's the master of kind of this kind of analysis, and I'm sure that's something he'll do a video with in the not too distant future. It's, yeah, it's good to get hyper fixated and, people bait me into things very well. They leave the master out in the open, even if I've not got assassinated. It's like, "Yep, you're going down." And I'll just, chase after them, much to my opponent's amusement when they get me in a bad situation afterwards. What about yourself? How long you been playing for? Yeah, I don't blame you. It's just nice to be able to buy, like, a full crew for, 150 quid. I mean, even if, you're a little bit strapped for cash, you can kind of buy your core box and move from there, and, there tends to be a few good must-take versatiles in each crew, which is always nice, so in the game a few weeks ago, yeah, it's, It's just like the whole game of Malifaux is essentially just a giant cake you build from the ground up. I like to think. So you have your first few games, and I'm on a big losing streak at the minute. I think I've lost the last 7 games I've played, so I'm trying not to get too frustrated with it because I know it's just part of it. Eventually, the streak will break, and I look forward to that day. But until then, gotta keep chipping away. For it's having to buy 2,000. But yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I went away with work. When did I go? Earlier this year, and just before I went, I sold my Death Guard. I was very reluctant to get rid of them, but they were just sat in my cupboards, just gathering dust, and it was more out of nostalgia that I was keeping them. So what essentially would have cost me, God, I was going to do a video on it the other day. How much I paid for my Death Guard? I had everything in abundance. I mean, I had all the plague I had all the sets of Terminators, 3 sets of sorry, 2 sets of Death Shroud, 3 sets of the normal Terminators, and then yeah, Death Guard are the boys. And yeah, I was just keep all of them for like kind of nostalgia's sake, and then I put them on eBay for God, I can't remember how much it was now, about 500 quid, maybe a little bit less than that. And yeah, some guy messaged me, just said, these are going for way too cheap. And I said, well, if you want them and you're going to enjoy them, just take them. I'd rather kind of pass on the love than just try and be a bit greedy and get every quid that I can for it. So this guy's hyped, like he sent me pictures from a tournament he went to and all sorts. So yeah, he seemed to enjoy them, which was good. It'd be quite spooky if you were the one that I sold them to. Yeah, I sold Hoffman recently as well for my guild hype. I bought Hoffman just on a spur of the moment decision, and Hoffman is now currently in the Australian circuit somewhere. He's gone all the way down under, so he's having a great time. 3D printed the whole lot. Oh wow! Did it like look quite legit? Because I mean, 3D printing for the sake of saving money on 40k has really come a long way, especially in the last couple of years. But I know I'm just too lazy to kind of like fine tune my printer to that degree. But my 3D printer is actually just over that way. I saw some really nice like Mortarian proxies as well. Oh yeah, I mean people say that like, oh, you can't play in the GW official tournament. Like, good, because then you're gonna very likely going to run into the same army 6 or 7 times, and they're all going to look fucking same. Like each and every single army is going to look exactly the same. Like when Eldar was sorry, Eldari, whatever I fucking call him, was the shit at the time. He's going to tournaments and it's just copy and paste of every single army, and I was like, it's just boring. But I've never been to Warhammer World. I would actually quite like to, but you'd never catch me like playing a tournament there or anything. Too many of those players as well that we spoke about. I've had quite a few negative experiences playing 40k. I've only ever had one somewhat negative experience playing Malifaux, so it's been nice not to have to worry about that before I turn up to a table. Yeah, I'm from Shropshire originally, so like there in Nottingham wasn't too close. I used to be at basically based at Coningsby, which is just down the road, but I wasn't really into 40k during my time there. I think otherwise it's probably a good job as well. Otherwise, I'd have been there every single weekend spending a small fortune. But yeah, yeah, that's when you're playing these kind of games. I think what a lot of people tend to forget is that you you're all spending this time, and as we all know, quite depends how philosophical you want to get. Time is the most valuable resource you're going to have in the entire world. So I like to think that if someone's going to be spending essentially 3 or 4 hours with you to have a game with you, then there's kind of an investment from both of you. But if you're going to be an asshole at the table and kind of ruin someone's day, then what's the point? Because you're just wasting time there. It's time you're never going to get back again. I know that because I spent about 2 hours in absolute pointless briefs at work today, and yeah, that's time I'm never getting back again. So at the minute, Benny's looking a bit like he's got jaundice. I mean, yeah. I've just started highlighting things in like a very light grey now. Used to go quite dark, and then you find out you're chasing yourself quite a bit to get those lighter colours off. But yeah, so what's this one? Administration grey. Started highlighting stuff in that. A nice like a nice off white. Yeah, my secret flash formula quotation marks. Just going with like a nice pallid colour like this, and then really water down some Gilliman Flash contrast paint, and then just really slowly build up from there. Because if you end up putting too much on, it looks like he's come out of a spray booth in Essex, and nobody wants that. Quite nice having a British audience because you say a lot of jokes like that, and the Americans don't tend to get it. About John's from Essex, and you'll see him in future videos, and I think he gets a bit nervous on camera because the accent really comes out, and it's quite funny. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. You start just kind of doing like I'm doing with Benny here. Just get the core bits of paint down on these various models, and then go from there. A rat catcher next. Part of the play. Thankfully, the play keyword aren't too, not too expensive to kind of get all the models, but they're all pretty pretty horrible looking, as you can see. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's I kind of feel a bit dirty really. That first video that I put out, obviously, as soon as you mentioned 40k in the last it, you're going to get all the 40k players out, and for a very first video with an unknown channel to get to, I think it's maybe 2.5k views now in just over a week. Like that's insane. But I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up that momentum. I don't want to be one of those channels that just puts out all the clickbaity stuff all the time. It's not me, but the initial success has been like a nice little springboard. So hopefully we'll continue to bring you content that you enjoy because that is my goal. Because essentially I've gone to a slightly less stressful job now, which is more office based, and yeah, it's so boring. I want to cheese grate my eyeballs out, but on the other hand, it's not as cognitively draining as my other jobs, so I can throw myself into my hobbies and stuff a little bit more. Because there's nothing worse than when you go to work and you're dreaming about painting your minis or playing Malifaux when you come home, and then you finally do get home. Your backside touches that chair in the living room, and that is it. All bets are off, and then it's a night in front of the YouTube for you. So just try to be a little bit more proactive now, and yeah, done more hobbying in the past week than I've done in the past 6 months, which has been quite nice. All sponsored by coffee and Monster Energy drink, of course, because I'm only human. But here we are, whatever gets you through the day. How can you work from home and just paint meetings? Man, you've got it made. My Unfortunately, like I haven't got kids, and there's a lot of guys that I do work with that do. They're just like, oh, childcare problems, and just sit at home all day. And I'm like, damn it. Maybe if I said I've got pet problem, maybe the dog's ill, I need to sit at home all day. Maybe that would. No, that wouldn't work. I'm just jealous, really. Keep trying to hold the model where you can see it. So it says when you work from home, you working with them hoes? Respect. Yeah, this current job. Oh my god, do they love a pointless meeting? Like I've essentially gone from full on like aircraft work where I'm not attached to a laptop at all, and now I'm in this office now with a bunch of desk jockeys and it's one of them. If it's not in the calendar, it's not happening, that kind of thing. And then it hears me like, I don't even know how to set up meetings in the calendar. The corporate lingo, yeah, not at all. No, like the armed forces, they love like a good abbreviation stuff. I mean, like even RAF, an abbreviation, but some of the stuff they just keep saying, I'm like, I'm just nodding, like, okay, and then I'll just try and hopefully go and find some kind of document that explains what the actual fuck they're on about. But luckily, there's a guy there who's been there just a little bit longer than me, like really nice guy. He kind of knows where I'm coming from, so I just like wait till the meeting's over, then go and ask him what the hell it was all on about, and he sorts me out. So that's good. I did not glue this model together very well at all. God, look at them. Not what gap in his arm there. Terrible. Oh. I have to get some sprue glue on that a bit later, I think. Vietnamese problem. What are you studying at college then? Anything interesting? I did college for a few years, but I mean, I'm glad I didn't do uni. That would have just been a whole student loan pushed up the wall. So things accidentally turned out okay for me. Learning and development. That's cool. Should spend a bit more time on my learning and development, but here I am painting toy soldiers on YouTube. Damn. Yeah, training and development. I'd never. I don't think I'd be a very good kind of instructor like that. Like I'm pretty good with like talking to people and doing that kind of thing, but I also really enjoy like not being at work and doing this various hobby-based stuff. So I think I'd be pretty terrible. Like, yeah, guys, I'm now bored of being in the classroom. So can I have the rest of the day off? Go on, go chill. So I'd be like a really sound instructor, but no one would ever learn anything. So not for me. Way too much paint on the brush. This model's creepy. I think actually this guy's face like freaks me out. I think I actually had a dream about this model the other day. Like his face just like randomly popped up in one of my dreams, and I'm painting him. Hopefully, there's nothing in this evening. The camera keeps going out of focus. Sorry. Hey, mom. Yeah, I figured that. Like, there's a lot of definitely a lot of unique sculptures. Like even a lot of the minions that you have completely different. Like this faction's got 12 Malifaux rats, and six of them are unique rats. I mean, it's not just a carbon copy of six different models. It's there's obviously only so many ways you can sculpt a rat, but yeah, they're all different, and yeah, each one's got its own like nice flavor, but also kind of in keeping with the rest of the faction as well. So yeah, I really like Weird's whole design team. I really need a pat on the back for what they've created here. It's, I wish I got into it a lot sooner. You know, like a lot of guys that play at my local club have been playing since the very early editions, so they've got their foot in the door a lot earlier than I have. But it is what it is. Is that his? Oh, he's got an undershirt on. I thought he had a really hairy back, but no, it's like a vest under his shirt. Oh, this guy's like Teen Wolf. Yeah, it was like talking to Jason and John. I was like, oh, I quite like the look of. He's like, oh, quite a lot of Neverborn. He's like, oh, I play Neverborn. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Arcanist's all right as well. And the guy was like, yeah, I play Arcanist. I was like, fuck's sake, who don't you play? And he said, get Guild is one they don't. Not many people do. Yeah, the rankings are quite cool as well. Yeah, these guys not too bad to put together actually as far as models go. They only had I think really about 4 different pieces. Like, man, yeah, just literally rats in the trench coat. You know, like sneaking one cinema ticket, please. There's actually 40 of us in here. Yeah, one thing you don't see actually on all of any of the models is this absolute monstrosity here, which was the biggest pain in the ass in the world to build. Come on, focus. So this sits under Hamlin. On his card, you don't really see it. It just kind of looks like him like waving his staff around, but actually what it is like he's essentially like straddling it, like riding it horseback like a drunk girl at a bar. So it kind of sits like that. But I think that's really dumb. So I'm thinking of a way to. Yeah, I saw this on the sprue and I was like, what the hell is this? So it only comes with a 30 mil base. So what I'm thinking I might do is get one like this, and then essentially have this thing off at an angle like that. So on the flat bit. I think what I might do is get some cork and essentially makes because I got these tiles here as well, like some more of these, and I might just make like a raised platform for him on, make some bricks fall off or something like that. Just be a little bit more creative. I'll probably accidentally have like a size 4 model by the end of it, but thankfully it doesn't work on line of sights the same way that 40k does, so I'll be all right. But yeah, like I said, not a crazy model range. Like these little tokens are all creepy as balls, all these weird little kids stolen. Come on, focus, you can do it. There he is. He's got 3 of these little buggers. So when he kills, when he gets down to 0 hit points within, I think it's like a 5 or 6 inch range. Essentially, he comes back again with 5 hit points on one of those dies. So they're pretty good. And then you got Nyx, the best boy, dog with rats coming out of his belly. He's got a move called loose bowels, and I'm here for it. It's great. Essentially, if your opponent's trying to like do something, I think if he's trying to take the interact action or something, the dog just shits all over the place, and then they forget what they're doing. Essentially, which I find hilarious. He is best boy. I got really sad in the Breachside broadcast podcast because the original guy that had Nyx, and he's basically the first character to kind of encounter Hamlin. And then you see Nyx is getting sort of buried under rats and munched away and stuff. And you're like, oh, I feel really sorry. But then he comes back alive through magic, and then instantly it's not so bad. The dog didn't die, which is good. Right, this guy's going to get some dark brown pants. Yeah, the color palette for this is going to be lots of browns, lots of greys, lots of grey blues. But that's okay. The red library looked like a a very vibrant and fun kind of crew to play. Have you got more painted yet? Oh, nice. Yeah, we're gonna get some socials up quite soon, so we'll start if people sort of send in their pictures of their crews and stuff. We'll kind of ping them up on that. I don't know if you saw on YouTube, but we're doing like a keyring giveaway as well. So if you leave a comment on one of the videos about kind of one of your best moments in the game, um, you can win a free keyring, and it'll either be 10 Thunders or Outcasts, depends on which one you want. So if you go onto one of the videos or you have a look on my social feed from the videos, yeah, we'll sort you one out. If every actually deliver fucking key rings. Every Amazon delivery has been perfect up till today, and then the one day it's like, I need these key rings to start to go out to people. They just decide not to deliver it. So yeah, yeah. Like I said, yeah, get in there and just like share a cool story. Just the one thing YouTube seems to like, I mean, it's you know, getting in the comments and people talking between themselves and that kind of thing. So just good for the channel, and I like to read the stories as well. Like a guy was saying the other day, was playing McMorning against a Bayou Gator and didn't have a Soul Stone or a card to get around execute. And so McMorning, who was on full health, got straight up eaten by a Bayou alligator. And that would have been about the point where I flipped the table, but he just sort of laughed and was like, "Oh, that was pretty funny." So he is a better man than me. I'd have freaked. I'd have gone mental. Not at my opponent, just at my own stupidity. Because you play the game more, that's one of the questions you ask. Have you got anything that's got execute? And then you'll always keep a card in your hand, no matter how crap it is. Well, this paint's gone really shiny for some reason. It's annoying. I think I'll leave his shirt the colour it is. Yeah, you can only laugh at these things. You are 100% correct. That's one of my kind of points I'm trying to work on, is just to stop taking quite as much. Brownie, yeah. Yeah. What is this paint gun? Yeah, real professional. Hmm. It's annoying because I really need this paint. It's a very specific colour of pouches. Have I used it some of the time? I don't think I would have done. Nice green stuff well paint, but it's like really thin. Not a big fan of it, to be honest. I mean, green stuff well do some good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I tried their neon paints for some cyberpunk models, and yeah, they weren't great. Right, see that I'm not getting annoyed. This trolley's getting flipped on it. I'll find the plastic thing. Actually, I'm missing a couple of paints because I used a hmm. I'm enjoying YouTube. Watch this idiot try and look for a paint for 20 minutes. Hmm. Like even my drawers are just so full of crap. I organise it like once a year, and then yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining in, mate. Really appreciate that. Hope the rest of your week is really good, and hopefully we'll be streaming soon, and I'll catch you again. Thanks, mate. This sounds like a new song in the Star Wars playlist. I haven't heard this one before. I wonder why it blurs out the word Republic now. Is that because it's a bit fascist, maybe? I don't know who the other two people are watching, but hello. If you are in the chat, then please say hi. Currently, if you're just tuning in, painting some plague for Malifaux. You know, if you like me and you've got a skill issue, just send loads of rats at your opponent so they can eat their face and give them the shits. It's a good way to play. Actually, I gave Green Stuff World some flack, but this brown is actually pretty good. It's actually quite a nice colour and actually covers quite well too. Yeah, it's nice that. Try and keep the model down here. I'm going to try and zoom a bit just to keep in focus. Yeah, thanks, man. It's getting there. It's just the lights make it look a bit oversaturated and a bit shiny, but yeah, I quite doing this stuff on streams. It's nice to chat, and it sort of keeps me a bit honest with my hobby stuff as well. If I'm left to my own devices, I just end up going down the YouTube rabbit hole and learning how Parmesan cheese is made or something really random. So yeah, I like doing it this way. It's just roughing down some basic colours at the minute. Not going to go too crazy with it. What about you? You've been working on anything recently? God, my airbrush in these the base coat on these was terrible. It's like I didn't even rotate the models at all. Oh well, thankfully this paint goes on quite well. More 10 millimeter fantasy. Wow, that takes some really tiny brushes and a whole lot of patience. I've got the brushes, but I definitely don't have the patience for that. I was War Machine. I've had predominantly more Americans play it on the podcast that I listen to, but it was quite popular. I went to the board game convention in Birmingham a few months ago, and there was a lot of War Machine there at the time. It did look quite cool. I just didn't have the time or the funds to get into any more game systems. I was got enough as it is. The amount of tabletop RPG books I've got, which just that I haven't played, is getting pretty stupid at this point. I guess move the camera really, you get a nice shot of my nice hairy hands in a minute. That seems to be about it. Yeah, I'm gonna swap my palette on this camera. So I didn't get a good view of Jock at the moment. Hmm, hopefully that's a bit better. We can do it. Focus. The gooseneck arm for the cam and that sounds yeah. My shoulders are already pretty knackered. That just it's got this image now of you like lovingly embracing this this, this camera while painting. Yeah, it's just I'm really like my painting space is just an absolute mess. Like I don't rather than putting paints back where I get them from after I finished with them, no, I just leave them in a nice big pile and just let them get in the way. It's been a while since I've knocked over a wash, but last one knocked over was that pink, that voluptuous pink, whatever it's called. That went all over the brand new carpet in the house as well. That wasn't fun. Just scrub that carpet bare. Like, you can see where it was, not because it's pink, but because there's no carpet left anymore. Where I scrubbed the shit out of it. I've done the the usual normal as well. The normal gone over. Come on. Cool. Paint's really thin. Too thin. What's your primary Malifaux crew then painted? What's your poison if you play Malifaux at all? If not, then you can sit here and I'll give you 20 reasons why you should. Sure, call. Right, what did I do with these paints? I had it's like sand issue grey or something it was called. I can't find the two bloody paints that I had. Looking around here somewhere. I know they are. Oh, last time I saw him, I was building some snowy terrain. I haven't seen anything. Hmm. You hate it when you lose the two or three paints that are absolutely critical for painting what you are now. So annoying. How annoying indeed. Different something I can replicate easily. What am I doing now with these paints? My apologies, I know me knowing about where my paints are isn't most fair. Between some checks, but literally even got walkies. Zero total. Right. It's not a problem for me. Need a paint. Not with that Borax white though. That stuff looks like ass. I hate about Games Workshop paints. They get so clumpy. I stated this literally like a week ago, and there's no amount of shaking is ever going to make that white again. Games Workshop, man. She's black. They don't look very good like that. Black it is. These grills are a pain in the ass to get the paintbrush in. My first, I've been a bit of a keyword slut, so to speak. My first ever keyword that I really got into was family with the guild. So Perdita and her lot. Um, so I went to nationals last year, got absolutely shafted through many games, but I think I was kind of suffering from master fatigue a little bit at that point. So I decided to move on, and then I bought Von Schill were the next ones I really bought because I heard they were a bit like a Swiss Army knife and very like, point and shoot, literally and figuratively. So I bought them, and I had varying success with Von Schill, but I just like Outcasts as a whole kind of faction. You know what I mean? I like a collective bunch of weirdos, like um, just all the oddball factions that haven't really got a, a space. So I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool with me. So yeah, I finished painting up my Frycore. Literally finished the last ones a couple of weeks ago. Actually, they turned out fantastically. I'll get back and show you in a second. Um, yeah, just over there. Yeah, I was really happy with how they turned out. And then yeah, I was just kind of shopping around, and I saw Whaling Games had Plague back in stock again because it'd been quite out of stock for quite some time. So oh no, sorry, no, I didn't. That was not Plague. So that was Frycore. I bought this killed off a friend of mine who was selling it quite cheap. So I bought this off him. And yeah, the rest was history. It's a staging model where they all look like absolute ass, but until you start washing and shading and highlighting, it's just the process. I look at these models now and I'm thinking, oh god, this is never going to look good. But I've been here a dozen times before, so I should know better. Zip and Park, yeah, Zip's really fun. Yeah, I like Zip. So a former colleague of mine was playing Parker, and I did have a game against him. Like they can run around the board, and their drop it mechanic or at gunpoint is quite good. It's just irritating. They're very fast and they can get up the board quite quickly. And despite being fragile, they can be they're good with the schemes and that. So I like Zip as well. Just the fact you can just drop piano markers on top of people's heads is will always be hilarious. Right, I'm gonna try and paint these braces black. This is gonna be stressful. Oh, that episode with Zip and Parker was so good when they tried to steal the because Jack. I've also got Jack Daw knocking around somewhere. That's another faction I bought for a friend of mine. Yeah, when they essentially just go and get absolutely shit faced and like, let's go steal the hanging tree, and then yeah, Parker doesn't really remember saying or going through that, and Zip's like, nope, let's go. What's happening? That was a really good episode. The fact that Jack Daw nearly got Parker, but Zip's lightning gun was the one thing that seems to affect him. Was, yeah, was good. Oh god, these braces are horrible to paint. Yeah, it might be one of my future terrain products. Yeah, product projects. Use your words, you idiot. I might try and like build a hanging tree because I found some good 3D printed files for quite large trees, and if you could get in and just model some, basically it sounds like the hanged models themselves. Just kind of find something to file similar to that, and then get some twine, get some nice scenery, and there you go. You've got yourselves a hanging tree. Be quite a cool centerpiece for a map, I think. Oh, they were incredibly annoying to paint, and they're still not finished yet. Yeah, because I'm sure they used to sell a hanging tree piece of terrain. I believe I kind of found it on my research, and it was like an actual legit piece of terrain that we used to sell. But I think it was maybe from second edition or something because it's either sold out everywhere or it's sort of like absurdly priced on eBay. And I'm not, as much as I like that bit of terrain, I'm not paying that kind of money for it at all. Bit of overspill on the skin, but it's nothing that 17 layers of almost peach will cover on black painting. I don't know if you can hear this music or not. It's this Star Wars lo-fi. This song goes hard. I love it. I think after this we'll put something else on. But paint on his face. Looks like Jabba the Hutt. I mean, more than normally does. Cool. Right, who next? Rat Kings? They seem pretty easy. I believe they're mostly just black. So is Malifaux growing in the UK or yeah, it seems to be. It's like anyway, you kind of got like these collective pockets here and there. There's I live near Oxford, and there's quite a lot of players there. In fact, our local gaming store, more people play Malifaux than do 40k, which is quite nice to see. So yeah, it is a popular game. It's you're never too far away from someone that's at least heard of it or is Malifaux curious, as I like to say. But yeah, it's good. I love this game. Like it's the first time my mates introduced it to me, just completely like changed my life. I've had comments from people saying it's quite. It depends whereabouts in America you are to kind of how many people are interested in it. But it's like anywhere, people tend to flock to these things. The more influential the players are, the more people will kind of pick them up. But that was the whole point of the channel, really, was that's what that first video popped off and did so well because you know it's got a few dislikes. I think that's just from quite butthurt 40k players, but it seems to draw a lot of attention, and whether that's through people who were just legit maybe a little bit sick of 40k, or I'm not really sure, but yeah, YouTube seemed to be pushing that video quite hard, which is good. I think it's appeared quite high in the searches, which it's the first ever video. Is took me by surprise. I didn't think it would get 10 views, let alone 2,500. But here we are, which is it's always nice. Hopefully, the rest of them carry on to do as well. I don't think they will because they're not quite clickbaity, but it's we've got over 125 subscribers in just over a week. So that's been nice. Hopefully it carries on. People seem to be clamoring for the Malifaux content. So yeah, I'm happy. It's just nice to know that it's worthwhile investing my time into as well. This game deserves far more attention. It does. I think Weird very much need to start paying their marketing department a little bit more. And I mean, Warhammer 40k has got the advantage; it's been around a lot more forever. But it's the Coca Cola of it's the Coca Cola of the modeling world. I mean, like everyone recognizes what it is. So we're a huge community here in California. Back in boys were much smaller now, but keeping in rotation. Yeah, so that's cool, man. Doing all the good work there. It's like I can't remember what channel they put a YouTube video up recently, being like, "Oh, Malifaux's dying in America." I can't really like obviously speak for across there, but I mean the game seems to be in like the healthiest place it's ever been. It just needs more recognition. Like imagine if I had the marketing budget that GW has for Warhammer, like everyone would have heard of this game. And the annoying thing is, it really, really deserves it as well because it's just it's so good. Like you listen to these podcasts where you're painting or where you're doing the housework. Like my wife loves it when a new Breach Yard broadcast comes out because the garden gets mowed and the house gets cleaned. I'm just in autopilot mode while doing it. So I think that's the reason why she loves it because it gets me doing shit around the house. But yeah, it's the stories it tells and just it's just so unique and just so good. There's nothing really like it, and yeah, they rip off like a lot of kind of pop culture here and there for various things. But I mean, look at 40K. There's nothing out there that hasn't ripped off, or Games Workshop haven't ripped off in the past. So you know, if 40K back in 2008, all kinds of games now. What? Yeah, cool. What's your other main squeezes? I've got into that Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone quite recently. I was knocking around somewhere for that. It's the sculpts are a bit. I mean, if I say chunky, um, so you kind of your painting has to do the talking for you. But yeah, I've got some real nice models for them. Some Maelstrom ones turned out really well. That's when I downloaded Phantom Liberty Cyberpunk. I was big on that hype. I mean, still am. Still love me some Cyberpunk. Don't get me wrong. Like that game is amazing. This model is so confusing. Essentially, it's a cloak, like kind of mixed with a sack of rats. And it's kind of hard to see what I need to paint. Yeah, I've been shopping around for these for some paints for ages, and I bought these. The first ones I bought were these ones, green stuff well ones. They're okay, but they need approximately 7 trillion coats to actually like cover. And so I kind of been like shopping around. I got these Vallejo Game Club. They cover a little bit better, and so do these 8 interactive ones as well. Like these ones are very good. Like the green stuff worlds. To be honest, I don't think I'm ever going to buy paints from them again. Like I like the terrainy bits they do is good, but it's seasonal. Have you got like a special like Christmassy game you play, like a autumn? Sorry, fall game you guys play? So right, boys, it's Christmas time. Get out your Cyberpunk models and your Santa hats. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. I bought those at that's at the Games Expo in Birmingham. We had it's like the UK's biggest kind of one, and a guy was demonstrating there with them, and I swear he had different paints to the ones I bought because mine didn't seem to cover quite the same way. But yeah, I haven't painted the Tiger Claws up yet because I bought the starter set and the Arasaka guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to painting the Tiger Claws, like really in your face, kind of nice bright colours. Just compared to Maelstrom, which are all blacks and metals and reds, it'll be quite nice to do something really in your face because Cyberpunk is style before substance and all that. So that'll be something we play on the channel in the future as well. I've got another friend who's combat zone curious, so we'll get some games in with that as well. And hopefully that does. It seems to do quite well on YouTube as well. A lot of the people seem to be looking into that at the minute because they re-released the starter set quite recently. So right now is War Machine and Blood Bowl. Oh, I love me some Blood Bowl. Expect to shift over to what's MESBGs, and War. Moonstone. Yeah, I was watching some Moonstone on TNG quite recently. It was quite interesting. Like it's just sort of a small scale skirmish, isn't it? Which after my 40K abandonment, it's all about that small skirmish stuff now. Especially when you can have a few beers and you haven't got to concentrate too much, and then you still sit by while your opponent guns you off a table, and you think, great, this was a waste of my 6 hours of my life. Yeah, do, I think Moonstone do a starter set as well, don't they? I was, watching a video recently, the guy who created it was, on a TNG game, sort of going through it, and, yeah, quite the idea of the humans, they seem quite straightforward and quite good at shooting, that sort of thing, so I used to play, like, a lot of orcs when I played 40K, so I do like me goblins and that sort of thing, like, I quite like the Bayou as well as a faction in Malifaux, but I think, after playing orcs and Death Guard, I was kinda, like, a bit burnt out on green skin, to be honest. Every 90% of my paints at the time were all just various shades of green. Yeah, this crew I'm painting now is 50 Shades of Brown. That is not a book you wanna read, is it? Yeah, these Rat Kings seem okay. I don't think I'd directly hire them into a crew. If you manage to get 3 Malifaux rats together, they do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, and then they, turn into a Rat King, and, yeah, they seem alright. I wrote on a cheat sheet, it was a bit quiet at work today, of what gives out plague and what spawns rats and that kind of thing, and, yeah, it's that, vomiting disease, I think it's called. Yeah, it's just horrible. These guys have got these, blight tokens they can give out. There's no way to remove them unless, yeah, I think we'll definitely check out that Moonstone, I think once the channel starts to pick up a bit, but I'm a bit concerned that, TNG start copyright striking us because then we're pretty much, copying all the games they play, but yeah, they're a very good channel. I'd, highly recommend you go and, have a look at them if you've, not seen them yet. Good bunch of guys. Latest Darkness, the former witness. Oh, yeah, those are is it Nightingale or Nightbird or Bird Raven, something? I can picture them in my head what they are, but, yeah, I know the one you mean. Yeah, I knew a guy who played Colette once, and, like, good Colette player is a force to be reckoned with, this, pathetic little dove that was on the board. I was like, "God, this dove's not gonna be a threat at all," and it just kamikazed into one of my guys and killed him, like, what the fuck? That doesn't seem fair. Yeah, I picked up, the what's it called? It's got the, guys for Fry Cause and Plague. I'll go get my, Fry Cause out. It's, actually quite well. Yeah, it seems to be like a common mind think alike. Um, yeah, where's my tunnel rats? These guys turned out really well. Yeah, these guys, I was very, very pleased with how they. I've gone for more bluey theme than the usual sort of fry core grey, which is a little bit dull. Oh, Magnus, come on. You piece of shit. I glued the living shit out of them as well. Hmm. Um, yeah, these guys turned out really well. Nice. Sandy Bates, Malifaux sign, little wanted poster as well. And then where's the other dude? The Gator as well. Yeah, he turned out well as well. Nice. It's green. He was a fun model to paint actually. Quite got some Death Guard vibes from him. So yeah, weirdly enough, it's just pure coincidence, but one shill like came out amazingly. he really came out well. I was really pleased with how he came out. But I was just maybe I think I just maybe woke up on the wrong side of the bed and the stars aligned, and yeah, he just turned out really, really well. Yeah, it's all a common theme, just going for that. Yes, obviously, I love Lace as well. One of the star models, the sort of always everyone always goes for her during games, but yeah, she turned out quite nicely as well. The weathered metal and these like Ninth era bases, they're really sort of tie them together out being in the desert and that kind of thing, and yeah, just a cool crew. Just like so, they've got an answer for everything these guys have, which is something I really need to learn to play better. But okay, I'm to focus on this guy. Yeah. I just love the fry core, just really, really nice kind of point and click. Stand them at the table, they'll do some kind of crew. Yeah, it's doing too much talking, not enough painting. Have you seen all these little rat tails I'm gonna have to individually paint all over this model? To begin with, I thought it was a coat made of rats, but like dead rats. But no, it's a coat that looks like it's made of live rats, which is horrifying. And if you got to in the law, that episode with the Fry Corps and they face off against Hamlin, that was a cool episode. Like, what a really good episode. There's not many that make me sit up and pay attention, but yeah, that episode was sick. With like Hans the sniper, I think one of the fire troopers starts to get overrun with rats, so he shoots a tank on its back and blows loads of them up. Like really cool shit. That episode was amazing. Like whoever wrote that needs to write more episodes. Yeah, December very strong at the moment. My wife actually was like, "Oh, the December crew look pretty good," so I did the usual Malifaux addict thing and went and bought the entire keyword for her. And yeah, that's Cedra is an incredibly good model like that. One of them cards that the more you look, the more you realise that's got some seriously good stuff on it. Cedra's just packed with awesome tech on one card, which is nice to see. I wouldn't say it's sort of crazy overpowered or anything, but yeah, it's definitely a cool piece. Realise I keep painting the models off the camera, which is not good. Yeah, the is it what's the cocktail called? Bash. That one looks like it's going to be a good model as well. I've had a bit of a gander over that card, and yeah, he seems like he's pretty good. It's a bit lacking on the defensive tech, but I think he'd be quite good. If he gets in the middle of your opponent's crew and just starts chomping, then yeah, they're in for a pretty bad time. So it looks like that could be a kind of a fun pick to take. Funny how he just basically ate something, piece of flesh that was tainted by December, and now he's like endless hunger. I feel your bash. I've got literally a never-ending hunger as well. Yes, this painting is very bright at the minute. I'm going to give this a nice heavy wash when it's dry. Just try and do a bit of recess shading as well. Just really get in the try and get in the folds here and try and get like a single thread paintbrush and try and do some little white eyes on the red eyes on these rats and that. It's just weirdly detailed models these are. I was reading Benny's card at work today, and this one of his abilities is loyal rats with tiny hats. And apparently, there's a player in America I heard on the podcast who's put little tiny hats on each and every rat in this in his plague crew, which respect. I like that idea. These little rats running around with little bowler hats on, just eating everything. Sounds quite fun. Hold on. Yeah, a bit bored of Star Wars lo-fi now, so let's quite fun, shall we? Hmm. Alone with your thoughts and a campfire for 6 hours. Medieval ambient music. No, I don't think that's going to do it. Just some cyberpunk on, shall we? Oh no, the music's too loud. I'll turn it down a bit. Yeah, I've heard Sandeep's supposed to be a good Arcanist Master as well, but from the looks of it, because of all the elemental keywords, kind of all over the place. Really, it looks like you might be a bit more expensive to collect. I mean, that's just my initial observation, anyway. But if you like handing out status effects and that kind of thing, he looks like a right pain in the arse to play against. Like, I wish I could have looked at Arcanist first. Really, they've got a really lot of really cool crews. Like I played Keras a couple of times, played against the nationals, like the UK Malifaux Championships when I was extremely inexperienced. And yeah, very nice gentleman who played her actually. Like it was a very, very close game because I've never played against Keras before. I think he won that by only a point or two. But yeah, he had a really nice professionally painted wildfire keyword, and it was like green necrotic fire. It looked really, really nice. Like I could never paint to that sort of standard, but yeah, very cool. Yeah, summoners are very strong. Yeah, I bought Tara very early on. I think she'd made my second crew after basically after Guild. I bought Tara because I bought the Lady Justice 2 box set, which comes with Tara 2, 33, and Lady J2. I thought, oh, obliteration, they sound really cool. I will not read their cards whatsoever. I'll just go out and buy the full crew. And then I bought the crew, looked at the cards, and then basically had a brain aneurysm. And yeah, my nose doesn't bleed quite as much when I try and read their cards now and get my head around it, but I'm not far off. It definitely uses all of my brain power for that day. Cool master though, really cool master. I might do a short if I can find the episode on where Karina, her totem, she one where she eats a chicken bone and opens up a portal and throws it into a portal. And she's like, "Did you just spend time and space to get rid of the chicken bone?" She's like, yeah. And then it turns out there's this woman who's playing a gambling game of death with this monster, and then her drawing the chicken bone like saves her life. Like that was a really like clever episode. I like weird bending of time and space. Those kind of episodes are really really cool. I'd say story wise, my favorite character is probably going to be Lucius. Like he's like just horrible, just for being a horrible fate. I mean, he's but in Malifaux, humans are the pests, and he doesn't like pests. So you kind of see where it's coming from. God damn, I love this world so much. Like, can you imagine if they did a like the Critical Role series on Amazon, like an animated series? Could you imagine if they did one like Malifaux? Like, what stories they could tell would be unreal. I'd be here for that. Like, I'm not bad at drawing. I'd draw that. Like, weird, weird. I will get good at drawing. Pay me to make a Malifaux animation. I will do it. But unfortunately, I think it's just a bit niche. Like, people need to really sort of get into this game a bit more. Just needs more. It just deserves more love, in my opinion. Oops, shit. Um, cool. Second character attack is looking done. Yeah, fantastic set indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 'cause I listened to the main story, then kind of went back and listened to the chronicles, like the individual ones, and oh god, some of them stories are incredible. Like, yeah, it's I was on deployment overseas a lot of last year, and like the breach I broadcast, and in particular the chronicles, were like just kept the same. Had a few games on Vassal and stuff, but I missed sort of pushing physical models around and that. And as soon as I got back, yeah, that a nice bonus for being away, and lots of Malifaux and hobby supplies were bought with that, which was nice. Yeah, we just need to get hold of GW's marketing manager and just say, "Hey, do you fancy working for Weird and doing the miracles that you did for 40k? See what happens. Could do some good things." What colour's Benny's hair? I believe it's black, but we shall see. Oh no, it's not even hair. It's like fluff on the back of his coat. It looks like hair. Nah, that's definitely hair. 100%. Yeah, it looks. It might just be like grey fluffy hair. Yeah, it's getting painted black, and then I'll fade it into some grey. Oh, I did these bases yesterday. So if you look at them from, I'm really proud of these. So you look at them from like a better example one. Look at them from kind of a flat angle. Look almost grey, and you start to sort of turn them. They like turn green. As they face it that way. Yeah, turn that way. All grey. Turn that way. Green. Like, how cool do they look? Quite happy with them. They turned out well. Some are better than others. This one's quite. This one's a bit all over the place, but yeah, there you go. Blue with a bit of green, full green. Yeah, that's right. How they turned out. Little tournaments, able to get 4 or 5 turns around at times is one issue. I've sometimes some of the games. Oh, absolutely, only makes around 3. Yeah, it's especially me because I was a newer player at the time, and we were trying our best to like play with chess clocks and stuff. We were getting quite good, but if you're playing people that I don't like to accuse anybody of anything, but you feel like you have a few people that just try and like wait the clock out a little bit, and this we just kind of had a bit of a rule that if you can talk through to the end of term 5, that's fine. Like if something's like someone's got a home run, like the Rams going to score that, then you'll give them the point. But when it comes to like having to hypothetically flip cards, like oh well, yeah, well this person would have walked up to them and like he'd have killed them and gone done this, and that's when you got to go, whoa, hang on a minute, mate. Like you're completely talking about hypothetical card flips here, like straight shots to like an objective or something. Like yeah, I can see that. I can see what your plan was, but telling me like, oh, they would have killed them and they'd have gone over to the the objective is scored this. Like, no, I'm not going to give you points for this hypothetical. Like, oh, you'd have flipped them. Like, that's not going to work with me. So, and then yeah, the one time they have to call an organizer over, like, so we're trying to like score up here to see who would have got what. But this guy reckons, X and Y could have happened, and even the TO was like, yeah, you can't be like, you know, fan theorying essentially about what model's going to kill what. Like, if it's laid out in front of you what's probably going to happen, then yeah, that's fine. But like, no, don't go telling me, oh, well, I'm definitely kill this model. Like, there's no absolutely no way you know for sure. It's not, yeah, it's not that long at all, really. It's I find I get a bit complacent, sort of end of turn two, sort of game three, and then you look over the clock, and then you're like, holy shit! I mean, really pull my finger out my ass here, and it's not quite so bad then. Right, I'm gonna start to just knock a little bit more paint onto Benny because he's looking a bit shit at the minute. It's really starting to annoy me. So let's just focus down on him and get into a good position, and then call it a night because I've got another long, boring day at work tomorrow. I did a shoddy job of this on the first pass. Let's go and do some cleaner up. Keep moving out of the way. I do apologise. You can't even see what the fuck I'm doing. They're better than Games Workshop with their only hands. Yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about sort of the time it takes to finish games and tournaments. If like your opponent's quite understanding, you'll just kind of call it where it is, and then maybe like you know, so yeah, you'd have probably got another couple of points there. You'd have got another couple of points there. Like the good thing of Malifaux is I like to think, unless it's a particularly close game, the writing's normally on the wall, like pretty pretty obviously. Like you'll get that feeling that a game's going a particular way, and like don't get me wrong, it is impossible. It's not impossible to get yourself out of these situations where the odds are against you. But I don't know, there's one guy. The one bad experience I've ever had with Malifaux before was there was a good vessel. Last one needs to get forward. Oh, nice! A friend of mine's painting up Castro at the moment too. The blood vessels are some weird ass looking models, but they're very cool. That's cool, man. We'll get some socials up soon for the channel, and you're going to start featuring people's crews on there, and that's yeah. Once it's up, we'll announce that on the channel. If you start to follow it, which would be amazing. Yeah, we'll start doing like a bit of a community feature thing. Yeah, so as I was saying, the one bad taste in my mouth I had from Malifaux tournament was it was the keyword recently, the Ten Thunders, the crazy snake hair lady one. Is it Sami? I think it is. I was like, oh, what can this master do? I'm very new. I don't really know. He's like, oh, it's not really a lot they do. They do these tokens, this, that, and the other. And then didn't tell me about summons or anything. And then summoned those big spider bastards up the table at me and just absolutely cornered me and had my pants down. And at that point, I just knew I was done. I was backed into a corner. I couldn't get out. I was playing Family Perdita at the time. Like Francisco, my henchman, went down swinging. And then yeah, just at that point, I was like, nah, like we could continue this for another couple of hours, or I'll just take the hit. He takes the points, and then I can go and have a drink, have a bit of a break, and then sort of gather myself together again. And yeah, in the end, I took an 8-1 loss, but it was worth it. There was no point in carrying that game on anymore. It was just going to be a waste of everyone's time involved. So yeah, don't be afraid to throw the towel in early and just be, especially at big tournaments. You just your brain's going to want to shut down, and it's better. I believe it's better to call it early on one game and then do better in your next than it is to have a mediocre performance in two on the trot, like two in a row. So I mean, that's just my logic anyway. There's probably some hardcore players out there that are like boo 100% all the time, but unfortunately, that's not how my brain works. So yeah, my opinion is that every crew is broken except the ones we play. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, there was a time when Perdita Crit 2 was apparently broken and still very good, but in my hands, she was average. Yeah, yeah, that's a good saying. Every cruise, but you know, if you're winning and you're winning by a gigantic mile, if you're winning really, really beating your opponent, it's because you're an amazing player, not because you've got a broken crew. Yeah, I feel that. One of the guys in my local uh, shop just he hates Von Chill because he's absolutely been had his ass kicked by Von Chill in the past. I play against him, Von Chill. I get bodied every single time he beats me, kicks my ass all the time. So yeah, if you think a crew's broken, give them to me. I will prove to you that they're not broken. And in fact, it is just mostly good players. Because I'm not a good player, but what I am is extremely enthusiastic about this game. So I think that makes up for it in some degree. I do fun meme lists as well. The next one I'll try consists of Zoraida and full crocodiles, the Gator Gang. That's what we're going to call it now. If your list is not called the Gator Gang, I will be very upset. You will have to leave. I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Those are the rules. I look forward to hearing about your Zoraida Gator Gang, especially when Bash comes out, because he'd be like a nice addition to that. Yeah, Gator Gang, real hype. Uncle Bog, that keyword, and McTavish, Mansion Gators. Yes, Gator Gang, let's go. Yeah, I've heard. I was listening to Rage Quit Wide the other day, and they were talking about McTavish, and he's like the Gator Wrangler, and then that kind of thing, like the story, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like Bayou. They're a really fun faction. I think me and John might build our own ones in the future. Maybe do like a Bayou Bash or something on the channel. That'd be quite fun. Just to kind of like bring a bit of attention to the Bayou because not really Bayou players. Yes, I haven't taken his feet much. There you go for all you people who were into feet. I'll show you Benny's toes. Maybe some nice tiny little toes. Yeah, these are for the feet people. Can't believe I just said that. But it's for the good of the channel. 10,000 followers from painting Benny's toes. Let's go. And I really did a sloppy job of putting these braces on. Right, I'm going to have to start putting some washes on this now because the model looks not very good and it's reflective. So we're going for a classic null oil, as I like to call it, liquid talent. Give it a really good shake. I haven't used it for a while. Yeah, I've been showing off my bases that I'm very happy with at the minute. So you have, mostly grey, pretty boring. You turn it round, it's green. Turn that round again, it's grey. Okay, well, that turn out? Look, some nice sewer bases. So we've got Theosopha, Dreamer, Makina, Pandora, Castor, Titania, Euphrates, and the Rider starting in September last year. Literally, my friend is exactly the same. He's hardcore Neverborn player. He has every Neverborn crew except for Lucius. We didn't have September, but I do have. I have September somewhere. December. Sorry, because you said start in September last year. Yeah, start for the models. Save for the game. Absolutely, man. Yeah, fantastic game. Like I can literally talk about this game all day, and I quite often do. It's you probably saw my why I left 40k kind of video, where a lot of people seem to have come from at the moment. But yeah, I just saw my friends playing a game. They came around to my house and went, "Oh yeah, we're not playing 40k anymore. We're playing this game called Malifaux." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you guys want to play, I'll make some food and get some beers and stuff." Just sort of hosting and that kind of thing. And then I don't even think I ended up making any food. I was just watching this game the entire time, just absolutely engrossed. My friend was playing Dreamer, John, other kind of channel was playing Dreamer. And our good friend JC was playing Marcus. So he was playing Chimera. Yeah, I just remember watching this game like, I need this now. I need this in my life. And I've never looked back since. That was 2 years ago. I'm still not a very good player, but I'm trying my best. I'm transitioning to bio once the Zoraida period. Yeah, Zoraida is really cool as well. Like that ability she's got to essentially change yours and your opponent's hand around seems very annoying. She's cool in the books as well. I always quite enjoy the stories with Zoraida and Pandora and that kind of thing as well. Like they're always quite interesting stories to listen to. Playing against Barbaros for the first time the other day. That was interesting. My friend was playing Castor, and I've never played Castor before either. And yeah, it turns out that Barbaros knows how to swing a sword very, very well. So that was a fun experience. I have got Barbaros because obviously he's an Outcast first time. Yeah, um, I think every Neverborn player should take him when they can because he is very, very good. I keep moving the bloody model out of the way. Apologies. Always have fun no matter the outcome of the game. The local community is really nice here. Oh, in Portugal, nice. Yeah, that's the best thing. Like it's why I like small skirmish games. Really, so you go to a club, the table's already set out. It takes 5 minutes to put your crews out, and it's just you feel like you're wasting loads of time. Because I always felt like with 40k, especially if you're playing at like someone's house, spent ages putting the table together, and the game just took too long, and then I just lose interest about halfway through, and then there's no point anymore for that. Flesh. Here we go. Trying to play Castles for the first time, and you play once before you really paint it. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, cool. Yeah, I used to mind. I didn't mind playing with Grey, but now we've kind of built this channel up. Now it seems quite important to not play with Grey. So yeah, I stand with you on that one. So John turned up. We were supposed to record our first battle report the other day, and he's like, "Oh, some are still Grey." I was like, "Can you make them not Grey, please?" But, okay, sorry. I'll turn the music down. So hopefully that's a bit better. My first time streaming on YouTube, you see. So I used to do Twitch under my other sort of channel, well, not channel, in my own private kind of Twitch, but yeah, trying a bit harder with the old YouTube at the minute, trying to build those numbers up. So yeah, so thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. Also doing a giveaway as well. If you go into one of the videos and you tell me what faction you are, and you tell me what like a good Malifaux story from when you were playing Once Upon a Time. If I like your comment, I will send you a keyword. A key ring for the channel. So that's something to do if you wish to have a free key ring. Not available anywhere else yet. It looks a little bit better, even a bit of a flesh shade on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. Every like and every comment is a step in the right direction. So yeah, thanks, bro. Right, to brush his cloak with a lighter brown. Yeah, it's good. Everyone seems very supportive at the minute, so we're just trying to put out as much good content as we can. It's something I've really kind of dreamt of doing for quite a long time, actually, is doing this channel. And oh, that has not turned out well at all. Should probably wait for the wash to dry first before I try that. Yeah, it's something me and John have wanted to do for a long time, and then one day we thought, if we don't do it now, we're never going to do it. So yeah, first video did amazingly well. I was very surprised. Shade. Nope. I grabbed that shade. So which would you say your favourite crew's been to paint out of all the ones you've done? Like which one? Because like some crews can be a little bit of a chore to paint. Like I found a lot of guild stuff was very like it's very the same. You're painting a lot of humans with red, and that did get quite boring quite quickly. But like I painted up the Frycores recently. I finished painting up all of those, and yeah, they turned out really well. Again, humans in uniform, but there's a little bit just something a bit more interesting about them. It's 10 p.m. here already. Where has the day gone? Any model I disliked was Chompy Bits. Yeah, he's quite an intimidating model because he's so big as well. Obviously, everyone knows who he is. Everyone's looking at him. I'd imagine there's quite a lot of pressure to kind of like paint him well, especially as it's very easy to get him to look quite boring because if you kind of need to like blend him and sort of a nice little bit of color transition, but if you don't get that to look right, it looks well. If you don't get it right, it just looks wrong. It's one of those models where I've seen some people do it amazingly well, and some people just it doesn't quite look right. But I think just and plus he's such a big model as well, isn't he? It can take a while. Way too huge, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I was me and John. I exclusively played Perdita for a long time, and he only ever played Dreamer. So you know, I I tried killing Chompy Bits. I tried running away from him. I tried kind of focus firing on him, and then that's I found it's a really good way, really, just to kind of get one of your henchmen and just really tie him up. Just just kind of keep him busy. I always found quite work quite well, but obviously he's a totem, and then if you take Dreamer 2, he can kind of teleport away as well. So that tactic doesn't always work, but I've killed him a couple of times during games, but he's just so resource heavy to get rid of. It can be a bit of a pain like that sometimes, but when you do kill him, it feels great because he's this literal big scary nightmare monster's not on the board anymore, and you feel like you can relax a little bit. But yeah, he's cool. I like Dreamer, and John, who you'll see in some videos quite soon, is a very good Dreamer player. He's when you play a crew and when you play your crew and just it seems to click in your head at some point. When you just think, aha, this is how they work. He's That's kind of happened with him quite recently, and yeah, don't tell him I said this, but he's actually a far better Malifaux player than I am. But don't let him hear you say that because I will just deny it all day long. Oh, we only snapped that tail off then. That was close. Mm, his claws hurt like hell while painting. Yeah, they actually are like very sharp claws as well. Yeah, you're right. Chompy Bits hurts you and your enemy at the same time. Yeah, I saw John was trying to build the bone piles for the like little healers for resurrectionists, but they also work in tormented. And yeah, these models looked awful to paint, like really, really bad. These rats almost green for some reason. Not quite sure why. Looks okay there. Makes them look dirtier than they are. He's getting there slowly. Maybe just a little bit more of that flesh tone and right, we're getting there. I feel like I just need to dry brush a slightly different brown over these rats and this cloak. Hey, he's getting there. Slowly but surely. All these little tiny pink tails to paint on these rats now. Painting his tiny rat upon his hat. Slow progress, but we're getting there. Oops, sorry, I keep knocking my microphone. That might be why it keeps cutting out, maybe. I keep putting my paints and my washes away, and I can't find where I put them. Right, next I need Canadian flesh tone. There we go. Try and do a bit of skim. Oh, you have an Instagram? You should do one to Malifaux. We don't yet know. I will probably do an Instagram tomorrow. When I do, I will put it out onto YouTube, onto community, and then yeah, we'll start doing. A few people have asked for an Instagram now, so yeah, we'll do one. Like I said earlier on, I'd like to start sort of people that follow the channel and are kind of friends of the channel. We'll start featuring other people's armies and that kind of thing, just to kind of build up the community a little bit more. And then I can start posting some shorts and some reels and that kind of thing, just to build up the hype a little bit more, because people seem to be enjoying things so far. Excuse me. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Right, getting on now. Nearly 10:30, so better call it a night there. Thank you for those that are still watching, for joining the streams. Very much appreciated. Got a little bit of painting done. Got most of Benny Walcombe done from Malifaux, so he's looking all right so far. Yeah, he's getting there. Work in progress, but through the roughest bit now. So yeah, see how the rest goes. Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining in, and I will see you all next one. Goodbye for now.